I'm Doug with jerky.com, and today in our test kitchen, we're gonna make this Marmite beef jerky recipe. Now overall, this is a pretty simple recipe. We're only using 6 ingredients. Now when I make new flavors or test batches, I usually make them in 2-pound batches. So that means we start with 2 pounds of wet meat. So let's get our scale out and weigh our meat. Now we're gonna weigh this for actually 2 reasons. One is we want the recipe to be accurate and easily duplicatable. And 2, we wanna keep track of what our yield is. We wanna know how much jerky is made from how many pounds of wet meat. I keep pre-sliced eye of round in the freezer, already bagged up, ready to go. So all I have to do is pull it out of the freezer, thaw it out, and I'm ready to go. So let's see what this weighs. Looks like about 2 pounds, 3 ounces, almost 2 pounds, 4 ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note of that. And then I'm gonna bring in my trusty Thermomix. We're gonna start with 1/2 cup of Marmite, 1.5 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of celery powder. Now, all we gotta do, put the lid on, and let's mix it up. Okay, this looks pretty thoroughly mixed up. There's nothing really stuck to the bottom. It all looks pretty evenly mixed, so I'm gonna call this ready to go. All right, all that's left to do is let's get the meat in the bowl and then get that marinade poured over it. Now let's get this Thermomix out of the way. Let's get our hands dirty. You just want to make sure you get this stuff thoroughly mixed up. I kind of pull all the meat apart and make sure everything gets separated, nothing's sticking together in there. That way I ensure get a real even coverage over everything, make sure everything gets exposure to that marinade. Really want that marinade to soak in deep to everything. I feel like this is all properly mixed up, pretty thoroughly mixed. So all that's left to do is to seal it up tight and throw it in the fridge. Okay, it's been exactly 48 hours. All that's left is to rack it up. Now this isn't exactly rocket science. You just want to lay everything out evenly. Make sure there's plenty of space all around it so the air can flow all around the meat. And you don't always have to worry too much about being a Tetris master. I kind of know my machine. I can fit about 5 to 6 pounds of wet meat on here. So 2 pounds is easy for this machine. I could probably get all this in 3 or 4 trays. You also just want to make sure that the meat's laying totally flat. You don't want anything folded over onto itself, otherwise it won't dry consistently. So just make sure everything's flat, not touching. This is pretty hard to screw up. Now just set your time and temperature for your desired texture. I'm going to set this machine for 140 degrees and I'm going to start to check it about 3 hours, 3.5 hours in. Looks like there's about 1/3, maybe 1/2 cup of marinade left over. To me, that's an indication that maybe I used too much fluid. So next time I make this, I might try using somewhere around 1/4 cup less water. All right, so it's actually been a little over 4 hours. I stopped it at about 3. I saw some of these white lines, thought it might start drying out too much. So I stopped it at 3, then let it set at room temperature. I think I stopped it just the right time. It has good tear. So I'm happy at this. Cooked for about 3 hours and sat at room temperature for about an hour. I think this one's good. I think all that's left to do now is get it off. Let's weigh it and see how much it yielded. All right, looks like this come in at almost exactly 1 pound of jerky. See, so it took about 2 pounds, 3 ounces of wet meat to make 1 full pound of jerky. So that puts this yield at just under 50%. So I've been really looking forward to trying this one. It has a fantastic smell. And I think I pulled it out at just the right time. The texture is really good. So let's give this one a try. It's got a very bold, beefy-like flavor. Very gravy-y. Very savory. This is a very good flavor. It doesn't overwhelm the flavor of the meat. I really, really enjoy this flavor. I'm really excited to hear what the taste testers think of this because I think this is a fantastic jerky. So let's drag them in here and see what their thoughts are. Marmite is brewer's yeast. So when they make beer,
okay,
a byproduct is all the yeast at the bottom. That's what that is. It's the leftover of making beer.
Cheers.
It's more of a savory flavor. So you kind of gotta chew it a little bit. Start pulling those flavors out.
Tastes kind of French oniony.
So there's onion powder in it. There's some garlic powder in it. You get much garlic?
A little bit on the end, but not a whole lot.
Would you eat it again?
Probably not me personally. I don't have the taste for it.
So if you didn't know this, if I didn't tell you what flavor it was and I gave this to you, what would you think it is?
French onion.
Would you have liked it?
I think it's good, but I'm not sure I'd pick it again.
No. Okay, so now I need to know your final thoughts on this one.
I think overall it's got a good flavor, and even though I don't really know what this is, I think I like it.
You got any preconceived notions here? What are you expecting?
I honestly have no idea. I've never had it before, and I can't place. Obviously, like I don't have any background, so I'm not sure what I'm getting off. You know, maybe it's a little bit of a roast kind of.
I get gravy. Like I get a kind of that beefy gravy.
Not necessarily bad, but a little bit of a kind of a bitter backbite on it. You know, kind of gets you in the back of the jowls. You know.
Oh, I think this has a bolder flavor profile.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not really your safe savory. You know, like you're used to your normal jerky savory flavor. It could definitely be polarizing, I guess.
You think?
I think you either probably really like this or you probably are just kind of meh. Savory isn't really my wheelhouse. This has a great flavor to it. I actually enjoy it. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of pot roast. So definitely thumbs up.
Ooh, it smells kind of roast beefy.
Is that what you're getting?
Mm-hmm.
It smells really good.
It says put the oomph in your breakfast. My brain is maybe tricking me, but I'm picking up on like maybe a hoppier aftertaste. It smells beefy and it tastes beefy, if that makes sense. It's kind of like an au jus, you know, the au jus that we do. Yeah, so
I get beef gravy.
definitely above average. I think most common jerky lovers would dig this. I think I have great taste buds and you should listen to me. I think if you're into savory stuff, you're absolutely going to love it. I have no objections, even though it has a slightly odd aftertaste. I dig it though overall. Good job.
All right, that was a rare 3 thumbs up, 1 from each of them. I'm telling you, this Marmite beef jerky is excellent. Now, admittedly, this batch might have been a little bit more on the high end price-wise, because a jar of this stuff was, I don't know, 13, 15 bucks. So all in on this batch, you're probably spending 28 to 30 bucks, including the meat. But it is excellent. It's an excellent flavor. If you like really good savory flavors, I'm telling you, you need to put this on a list of things to try. If you make this jerky recipe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how it turned out. And also, what would you change next time to make it even better for you? I really love hearing your guys' feedback on this, on how you're incorporating this to make it the perfect jerky for you. So please share the feedback with me down below. If you enjoyed this video and got any sort of value out of it whatsoever, consider liking and subscribing to our channel. We're making new jerky recipes all the time, and I don't want you to miss a single one. Thanks for watching the Marmite beef jerky recipe with us. I'll see you next time in the jerky.com test kitchen.